Welcome along to episode 807 of the Milk Bar. Jason Forrest here with you as ever. Coming up on the show this week, Sophie McCartney is going to be telling us all about how she disguises her gifts. Yes, the comedian has a bit of a laugh with the kids, making sure they can't guess what they've got for Christmas each year. We'll be talking to Santa. Yes, Father Christmas is along, finding out how he lands on roofs with solar panels. That's a thing. Also finding out what's big for Christmas this year. He's the man who knows. Also, we got Christmas tunes for you from The Real Thing and also from Bowen. Plus, we'll have a standard tune from Holiday Mystics. That's all on the way on the show this week.
Welcome to the Milk Bar. 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 Welcome to the Milk Bar.
Now, when it comes round to hiding presents under the tree, a bit of decoy packaging can keep everyone guessing as to what gift you've got them this year. To tell us about how she hides her realities of what she's buying and makes you think it's something entirely different, I'm joined now by Sophie McCartney. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. And yes, you've made me sound it's very stealthy there, actually.
Well,
Yeah,
I think that's the case. Well, you have got three kids.
so you've got to be crafty when you got three of them because they join together. And they kind of they egg each other on a little bit. So you've got to always eyes in the back of your head, and you've always got to be on your toes a little bit as well.
And Links have done this research, and it is telling us that a quarter of people that enjoy receiving likes of clothing and accessories. Lots of people love having fragrances, and I think a Links gift set is a go-to, isn't it?
Oh, it is. And so now, there's fine fragrance links. So this is the thing. And this, I know. So my teenager was telling me about this because he's like, Mom, he was like, this is the one that I want. And, back in my day, we didn't have Lynx fine fragrance. I didn't even know that this was an actual thing. But apparently I'm a tragic millennial who doesn't know this sort of cool information anymore. It's made by like the same people who make all like the really top perfumes and aftershaves, and now it's in accessible Lynx format. So he can have that, to be fair. He can have that. I'll give that to him. So he can have that because some of the other things on his Christmas list are quite outlandish. So I'm more than happy to get him the Lynx Fine Fragrance gift set.
But will he be able to tell what it is when it's gift wrapped? I mean,
no, because I'm there. I'm all over that. I'm all over that because I'm a big fan of a box within a box within a box within a box, like a Russian doll effect of Lynx.
but you're not sticking things on the outside of it, so it looks like bits of egg box here. And
Yeah, I do that. I am do that. Yeah, I also like to put a rubbish present attached to the good present. So once he's kind of had like a little peek in through some of the cell tape, because this is the problem with kids, very crafty. They've got no self-control, no willpower. So if the presents are out early, the ones that they know are from us, then they will be trying to have a little look. So I do try that. I've got some decoy presents, also like some bubble wrap as well. So when they're having a little feel, they've got no idea what is inside there. Big fan of a toilet roll as well. You can do all sorts of things with all sorts of things with the toilet roll. You can things inside the inner tube as well, because like especially with teenagers, so he wants his fine fragrances and he wants gift cards, and sometimes there's no joy in giving a gift card, is there? So, but a gift card and a toilet roll. Wow,
what more could you ask for?
What a day that is.
Yeah.
What more could you ask for?
And if you overdo it with the stuffing, you've got a toilet roll.
Exactly. You ever caught short? Happy Christmas. Mummy got you covered.
Works every time.
Time.
I mean, how often do you catch them out, or are they getting wise to you now?
They are, yeah. So it's the teenager is the problem. He's a bit more savvy. And every year they do learn. They're like the velociraptors in Jurassic Park. Clever girl, because they will, they know mummy's ways. So I'll have all kind of my my ways of trying to disguise things. But then I'm also a absolute master of the hiding of the gift as well, and also kind of setting traps as well. And it's not a proud moment, but I did tell my children that the room in which the Christmas tree is in, where the presents are located, is haunted because we live in quite an old house. Living like an old 18th century house. And I am convinced probably there are some kind of souls wandering around, but I may have ramped this up a little bit so that these ghosts specifically don't like children who go into the room at Christmas and look at their gifts early. And then we have, we've got like the burglar alarm sensors as well. And
it's all passive infrared toilet rolls and scariness in your house.
exactly. Merry Christmas, kids.
But see, they could end up with the presents of Christmas past based on that, and they end up with like a tangerine at the end of a sock or something. That wouldn't be good.
Exactly. I have tried to upsell the tangerine because they ask about things that I got when I was younger. Because the Christmas lists are quite different now, aren't they? Like the things that the kids will ask for nowadays, very, very different to the things that I was asking for when I was younger. And some of them are just wildly over optimistic and things are not. So yeah, I try and manage expectations, and I do. When you say like things to your kids and you tell yourself that you never would say things that your parents would say, and then you hear yourself say them out loud and you go, oh, what's happened to me? But I'm like, when I was your age and I got a satsuma in a stocking and I was grateful. That's the kind of stuff that I'm now coming out with. Like, oh my word.
But I mean, selection boxes were better when I was a kid. I know that much.
Yeah. Oh, they were proper sized chocolate, weren't they? Whereas
Yeah.
I think nowadays everything's been scaled down. It's like the Toblerone as well. Do you remember the Toblerone used to be a proper meaty Toblerone, and now it kind of you could park a bus in between each of the actual triangles.
But we still love Christmas. We still love the fact that Link's gift sets are out there, and they've been there pretty much all my lifetime. And I know that a number of times I got these things when I was a kid. Always grateful for it. And you wander around through the new year smelling fantastically fresh.
Oh, exactly. Do you know what? I think it's a rite of passage. And I actually, when he put this on his gift list, I was like, oh, like it's happening. He's asked for his first links. But this is the difference, though. A generational thing, and this is the Gen Zers, that he's gone for like the bougiest of the of the links as well. He's gone for the fine fragrance, hasn't he? Because he's done his research. He's worked out that it's made by the same people that make all the really like top perfumes. So that's the one that he wants,
Yeah.
and so that and that's it. That you give them the technology, don't they? So he's done his research. He's done due diligence to the cause, and he knows exactly what he wants. That's going to make him look really cool in front of all of his mates.
But they're still everyday value, though. That's the other joyous thing about it.
Well, that's it, which is why he's getting it for Christmas. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, stick that on your list. I'll get you that one. Mummy's on that one. That one's for Mummy. You're welcome.
It does the job every time. So, I mean, what have you asked Father Christmas for? Will anybody be disguising it when he comes to you unwrapping the presents?
I mean, I don't know how well he's going to be able to disguise peace and quiet for 45 minutes, because really that's all that I would... It's all I want. So I don't ask for much, My husband's greatest gift would probably just be to take them to the park for an hour, so I don't have to, because that's park at winter. That's I've got a 2-year-old, and he wakes up in the morning, and I go into him, and he goes, "Park, mummy?" And that's all he wants to do with his life, is just go to the same park. So we go to the same park every day, go down the same slide, the same swings, and that is my life. So for somebody else to take him to the park for an hour and let me sit and eat all the good Christmas treats in a corner, I think would actually be delightful. So please, if any of Santa's elves happen to be listening, if any of his spies are out, then that's very much what I would like for Christmas.
I'm sure that's going to be difficult to gift wrap too. However, a Link's gift set is not. It is nice and simple. You can tell what it is, or you can actually hide away what it is, depending on whether you're Sophie McCartney or not. Are you out on tour in the near future? Are people going to be trying to hide your tickets for your shows inside toilet tissue?
I am. I'm hitting the road. I'm in Wolverhampton, actually. I think it's the 27th of March that I am going to be with you guys. But I'm out. I'm all over the country. It's like, I think I'm doing about 50 odd dates nationwide. So if you can't catch me there, then you'll be able to catch me somewhere. And it's February till the middle of June, and then I take a little break so that my kids remember who I am again. And then I hit the road, I think September through till November. So quite a busy one for me this year, but I like to be busy.
Works
to be
every
busy.
time.
It's good.
So buy yourself some Sophie McCartney tickets, print them out, stick them to the side of a box of Link's fine fragrance, give that to somebody, and they will know that you love them, and they're going to smell gorgeous.
And they're going to smell delish. Yeah. Perfect.
Where can we find the full Link's range?
So you can head to, well, if you want to find out what you want to get before, give you a little heads up, so you can go to the Link's website. But any great retailer is going to have your Link's fine fragrance in.
Sophie McCartney, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, for more than 50 years, The Real Thing have been bringing fantastic music to our ears, and they're going to go all upbeat for Christmas this year too. Chris joins me now to tell me more about what's going on. How are you doing, sir?
I'm great, thanks. Getting ready for Christmas, and same as everybody else. We've been touring everywhere, putting a bit of smile on people's faces over the last few months. We've missed the Brum gig. I know you're playing Tamworth just down the road from us next year, but at the minute we're focusing on the festive, aren't we?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, we did the Jam House in Birmingham, which was quite amazing. It was great, great gig, great gig. But yeah, we're getting ready for Christmas, festive spirit.
So the Christmas time song is going to be one of those earworms that people are enjoying for the Christmas period. And I have to say, the video itself, you were just having brilliant fun with that, weren't you?
It's great. It's great. You know what? The reason we've never done one before is because when Eddie was alive, um, whenever we talked about doing a Christmas single, it was always, well, they've got to be a bit gimmicky, and so we weren't really. Eddie wasn't really that keen on collaborating in one, but I've always wanted to do one, and I've never thought that they've got to be gimmicky or anything. Just got to make people feel good, make people want to have a dance, hum along while they're eating the mince pies. And I thought the video was fun, because we've done that ourselves from home and everything. So it was fun. Do you know what I mean?
Bit of a giggle. But I mean, the music is very serious, and I mean, the hits. I played on the radio to this day for the exactly the right reasons. They are classic songs that we know from back in the day. But it doesn't stop you producing more new music, does it?
No, because I feel, and Dave feel, the real thing I've always felt, that it's not worth sitting still. Because once you start sitting still, number one, the ones that you should be enjoying, like You to Me and things, become very, very stale. And you and yourself become stale. You lose your creativity. So it's like, it's always good to sort of just to keep being creative, producing new music. And if nothing else, it taxes your brain. It exercises your brain, if nothing else. Yeah.
So it's about keeping yourself on top form at the same time as impressing the audiences.
Well, it's not worth. I don't think it's really worth being in this business if you're not going to keep yourself on top form, because people want when they come to see you, they come to see a show. You can't put on a great show if you're not up to form. It's stands to reason, So if you're going to enjoy it and the people are going to enjoy it, well, then you've got to keep yourself reasonably fit, and more importantly, you've got to keep your voices and your creativity fit as well.
But the music industry sort of evolved a hell of a lot over your 50 plus years in there. I mean, 1972 was when it all began. So it's an impressive run to have of people knowing the name. And there's not many bands who get to do what you've done.
No, it has been quite remarkable, because it was great for us, great grounding for us, because you had to know your craft to get a record deal when we started. You had to really know your craft. Number one, you had to be, if you were going to be a soul group like us, you had to be able to sing. That was first thing, because the record companies would not sign you until they come out to see you. Mm-hmm. And we were getting judged against all the sort of American sort of singers that were out. So you had to be able to sing. Then they had to spend money on you. And that was a lot of money, because everything was analog. Everything was, a lot of time in the studios, bringing in the string section, brass, all that business. So it was a hell of a lot more involved then. But the rewards were a lot bigger then, because records used to sell a lot more. So you could recoup your money back in a much bigger way then. Now, I think it's better in one way, in that everybody has now got a chance. You don't need a record company to get you on a platform. And if what goes on the platform is good enough, you'll break through, and it's all in your own hands now. Mm-hmm. Whereas in our day, it wasn't. So it's great now,
But in your day, you had the talent to go international. You weren't just UK based.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, that's what I say. You had to be able to do it. You had to deliver. Number one, you had to do it live, because you take all those Top of the Pops performances, no matter what you hear, what you don't hear, every single performance that we ever did on Top of the Pops was live vocals. Every single one. Now, if we couldn't sing live, we would have sounded pathetic, wouldn't we?
It wouldn't have been good.
And I'm sure that the records would never have reached the heights that they reach if all of a sudden you were heard on Top of the Pops singing flat and bloody, So basically, you had to be able to sing, you had to be able to deliver, you know.
And deliver that you do ongoing. And as I say, that's going to be prevalent again because I think a fantastic Christmas gift would be tickets to see the real thing live in Tamworth. The date's coming up in April. It is on the 25th. It's a Friday night, so it's party night, so it's going to be absolutely awesome. Over at the Assembly Hall. And of course, we can stream the single too and enjoy a bit of festivity from your family to ours.
Absolutely.
Where do we go for more information on everything that you're up to at the moment?
Everything that you want to know about the real thing, if you follow us on Facebook, you can see all our videos, even of songs that have not been released. You can talk to us. We'll answer your questions and things. And you'll get to know all our gigs. Everything is on our Facebook page. Or you can follow us on our website, which is therealthingofficial.com.
Therealthingofficial.com.
There's
Pop
a
that.
lot of imposters out there.
Ironic, isn't it, that we want the real thing, so we've got to go Real Thing Official to make sure we get the real thing when we're looking at the real thing.
You're looking at the realthingofficial.com.
Well, Chris, good to speak to you. Thank you for joining us. Keep the music rolling. We're going to enjoy your Christmas offering now, and we look forward to many, many more amazing gigs up and down the country for the next 50 years.
Well, let's hope so. And it's been a pleasure. And enjoy Christmas, everyone.
Now, it seems that 9 out of 10 parents will be asked questions about Santa in the run up to Christmas. Is he real? Well, I can tell you I'm talking to him now, so he must be. Santa Claus, how you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you, young man?
I'm very well too, thank you, and very much looking forward to Christmas. I'm hoping you can find some presents for me this year because there's a few little things I would like. We'll cover that off a bit later on. But with 93% of kids, wanting reassurance about Santa's abilities, I mean, you can get anywhere. You can travel the whole world in one night, and you can deliver presents without any problems at all.
Well, yes, quite. I'm very well practiced in it now. I've been doing it for years, and I've never had any problems. I've got some great technology behind me. I've got the Santa Nav that tells me where people live, what they want for Christmas, and which list they're on.
And technology itself is something you'll be delivering an awful lot of this Christmas. And I mean, when it comes to it, are all the lists in now? And when do we got time to put our Christmas list in to you and the elves?
Well, it needs to be at least the week before Christmas because obviously these things need to be made as well as wrapped and put in the sack. So yes, it as soon as possible helps, but also don't forget that this is a wish list. This isn't a shopping list where you get everything. This is a wish list. You make wishes, and I'll see what I can do. But hopefully, most people are on the nice list.
Fingers crossed. We've all got to be good girls and boys in the road to Christmas, so that's all
Yes.
helps. But I mean, technology itself though has moved on, and what you deliver is has changed. What you actually use to get around these days has changed. But also, when you arrive at people's houses, this has changed over the last century or so. I mean, central heating. Not a problem to Santa. When it comes down to having solar panels on your roof, again, you and the reindeer can cope.
Well, I'm very lucky from that point of view. I do have a magic key. Now, it only works on Christmas Eve and it only works for me. It works to my DNA. So I put it in front of the door and the door opens. Now, also, a lot of roofs, as you say, have solar panels, but the Hive have got a reindeer guarantee that it can withstand the sleigh, the reindeer, and my sack full of toys. How exciting is that?
This is it. I mean, because I mean, the magic that travels with you means there's no problem.
That's right. And as I say, the Santa Nav is wonderful. I mean, this is how accurate it is. I was flying over London Zoo and the Santa Nav said, bear left. How did it know? How accurate is that?
That is fantastic. And obviously, it's a very busy night, and you and obviously the team are preparing for Christmas. So we're very lucky to have been able to drag you away just for a quick conversation now. But how are preparations looking up there at the North Pole?
Oh, they're looking very good. We're getting lots and lots of toys made. There's a lot of children wanting wicked toys, lots of Lego, lots of Stitch. Stitch isn't coming out in the cinemas until May, but already children are saying, "Oh, I want a Stitch toy." And of course, Paddington Bear toys. And oh, the list is endless.
Well, it's going to be a very busy Christmas. So, what can we do to make sure that we are being great to the environment? Because that's another thing that puts us on the good list, doesn't it? So, using the likes of renewable electricity is a fantastic way of keeping mom and dad and the rest of the family in the good books too.
Oh, absolutely. And if you have something like the Hive app, you can use that and be out and you can switch the heating off and all the lights and everything. The technology is there, and it's just so wonderful that Hive and the UK are sort of spearheading this, what with solar energy and everything. It's, every little bit helps towards saving the planet. And, global warming, we definitely need to look into that because where I live in the North Pole, polar caps are melting. So, everybody needs to do their bit.
Yeah, well, particularly, I mean, you've got a carbon zero sleigh, haven't you? Because there's no fossil fuels being burnt.
Well, absolutely. The only problem is this happened last Christmas. Now, you know, children leave out cookies and mince pies and carrots for the reindeer. Unfortunately, some of the children, instead of carrots, they left out Brussels sprouts.
Ooh,
Now, we got around the world quicker, but it wasn't very nice for me, sat behind them in
no.
the sleigh.
I can imagine it may have been a little bit difficult, but so make sure it is carrots that get left out, and maybe a drop of sherry for Santa too.
Oh, that'd be lovely. What a good idea.
Where can
I
we go
could
to
see
find?
you're trying to get on the nice list.
I've got to do my best. I'm not sure whether I've got all my good credentials in this year, so I shall do my best now to grovel to Santa.
Well,
But
you let yourself down at weekends a little bit, but apart from that, 9 times out of 10, you're a good boy.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm looking forward to finding some great gifts under the tree for me this year. I have sent my list off, as you already know, so that is all sorted. But where can we go to find out more about the reindeer guarantee and Hive, and of course getting solar panels? So we're all good girls and boys.
Well, you can go to hivehome.com. That is where you'll find out all about the reindeer guarantee. And it's wonderful that they've not only are they making solar panels, they're making them top quality so they can't be damaged by me. So every Christmas Eve, I can land on that roof and know that I won't be damaging those wonderful solar panels.
Well, Santa Claus, thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Now, Tasmania's finest holiday mystics have a brand new single. They're here with me now to share some news and some music. How you are doing? You okay?
Good,
Yeah.
Jason. Good.
So tell
We're
us a bit of the background first of all, because I mean you've toured the UK, you have your fan base over in the UK as well as in your native lands. So explain a bit about how the music came about and the recent addition of Mystics to your name.
It's a good question, mate. We're currently just looking out the backyard at Tasmanian wilderness right now. I don't know if the viewers can see this, but we'll give you a little look. Why not?
That
The
is a
trees
glorious
and
view.
stuff. Yeah, glorious view. Yeah, but it all kind of started here for me. I was in a band with Michael Townsend, the bass player.
Hmm.
Previous band, a long time ago, we had kind of like our first marriage, and then we had a divorce, and then when we had the divorce, I said, you know what, I'm going to Byron Bay, and I left Tasmania to find a new band. And wasn't long into the journey, I found Meg, just working at a cafe. Um, and I don't know how we got onto the topic of working out that you were a musician and could sing really well, but we shortly did. And then I guess it just all happened.
Yeah. Yep.
You should say something, Meg.
That sums it up briefly, which is sometimes good. And I guess, well, when we met, your kind of project was Holiday, wasn't
Mm.
it? Just the word by itself was Holiday. Then there were other iterations of the band, and then eventually we realized that holiday was a really popular word and hard to find on the internet anyway, let alone yeah, engage with fans in a good way. So we thought very recently that we needed to mix that up and either drastically change the name of the band or just add a word. So that's when we came up with Holiday Mystics.
I was
There it
definitely
is.
Yeah.
not adding like a whole new name because we'd been through this whole thing with Holiday. We were called the Holiday Collective at one point as well. So we just stuck with Holiday, and then we're like, what else are we? And we're kind of leaning into like a Fleetwood Mac energy big time at the moment. So the Mystics kind of come from that, but we also love Harry Potter, and recently went on a
Harry
tour of
Potter.
Hogwarts in the UK, which was very fun.
That's all part of the best way of spending your time when you are on tour. Promote your music and enjoy a few studio tours as well. I think that works every time. But holiday, I mean, at least you spelt it in all capitals with a lowercase I. I mean, that is unfortunately something the internet doesn't cope with well due to the way ASCII characters work. But it looks fantastic on the logo. So I mean, The music itself, indie sort of got a feel of rock about it, but there's all sorts of different ways in which your music sort of shows itself, and it surprises every once in a while, doesn't it?
I'm glad. I'm glad you like it, Jason. We're still very much in the first, segment, I would say. Like we haven't released an EP yet or an album. And yeah, we're coming together at the moment. As we said, we've changed members a little bit, but we've just been the same number of members, the four of us now, for over like 12 and a half months. So we're really starting to define our sound. If you listen to a song like Deliverance, which we just wrote, that is a Jesse heavy song. I produced that one myself, and then Meg sung on it, and with a previous band member Marcos. And then a song like Lover is a song that Meg has wrote herself and then brought it to the band, and then we've evolved that. But then a song like WOA is kind of like a cross pollination. But yeah, we're excited for our new stuff because our new stuff really that's about to come out. Long Game is one of the new singles that will be with you guys early next year. But that's really like more of a cross pollination of T on the bass, writing the majority of that song with Meg on vocals, and then me and Sav coming in and adding our flavor. So, yeah, we're really starting to get that dynamic together now, which is exciting.
You never know what's going to happen next, do you?
No,
The lack of a defined direction, though, that works to your advantage. You get, you'll get each other as musicians, so therefore it just sort of combines into this sort of wonderful, magical holiday mystic sound.
Oh, thank you.
bit of organic process, bit of
Yeah.
Tasmanian organic music life for you.
Where do you think the Tasmania link makes a difference? Is there, Tas Rock? I mean, how does it work?
Yeah, I think, I'm wearing an AC/DC t-shirt at the moment, with bands like Amel and the Sniffers and, even sort of like the quirkiness of Confidence Man or, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. There's a few quirky bands coming out of Australia at the moment. And I really feel like that isolation kind of breeds creation in a sense. And, we've got a population of 500,000 down here in Tassie, we call it. Um, and wonderful wildlife and unique things everywhere. So I think the art really reflects the uniqueness of where we're from. So it definitely gives us an edge, and I feel like it's been really fun to feel exotic coming to the UK. Meg's obviously a London native and grew up around Windsor.
Londonish, yeah.
Londonish.
UK people wouldn't call me London, but it's a lot easier to say London to most Aussies. And they'll be like, oh yeah, I know where you're from.
And now, we've spent quite a bit of time over there as well, so it's my fourth year in a row going back, and spending the summer with you guys, which is awesome. I'm just on like a full summer rotation. Well, me and Meg are at the moment.
You're just trying to avoid a Tasmanian winter because you do get proper winters down there, don't you?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
We get snow, it's probably, well, you've got a bit of a theory going on, don't you? Like
I
our
have a
winters are
complaint.
worse.
I have a complaint. Just because they don't have radiators over here, and it is mad to me. So when it's winter, it's still cold on the inside sometimes, and I think I'm just like I don't remember this when I was growing up. We put the radiator on and we could be warm inside the house, but that's my only complaint, really.
So
Everything else is pretty good.
Tasmanians are tough as nails. That's an expression. I don't know if you guys have that one, but yeah.
We love the whole Australian culture thing, but I don't think we often get in the UK the difference because you're a huge island sticking off down the bottom of Australia. It's and Australia's a continent. You guys, I think technically are an island, and it is just. A whole culture. I mean, when you look at what we see on TV, the way the whole Australian world is reflected, you don't know the difference between Perth and Melbourne and Sydney, and they all have their own personalities. And again, I think Tasmania is one of those, and I think that sort of seeps into your music. Like you maybe can't realize as much yourself, but certainly does when you look at it from a UK perspective.
Hmm.
That's cool. It's
Yeah,
cool
that is
feedback.
cool.
Well, you've been over here for a while now too, so I think your
Yeah.
accent's kind of worn down a little bit at times till you go
Until we
home.
go back to the UK, then it fires back up.
Yeah, but yeah, just to give you an example as listeners, like if you went from, say, the tip of Broome in Western Australia down to the bottom of Tasmania, that would end you guys up in Russia from the UK. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
it's quite a significant distance.
it is.
Like it's easier for us to go to New Zealand or Papua New Guinea or Bali than to go to the other side of Australia. It's closer. So it's what pretty wild in that regard.
And I should make some pretty interesting tours for you, like yeah, as well.
Yeah, it's tough. It's definitely tougher over here to do the whole tour thing. We're on tour right now, and we are doing fly in, fly out over the weekends. Whereas in the UK, we just jumped in a car and put the bags in and drove around our little island. So it's a really different experience, isn't
Mm.
it?
We did Newcastle to Brighton back to back, and everyone was like, "Oh, you guys are crazy." I'm just like, "What? 7 hours or whatever it was? It was quite easy." Well, you drove,
I
but
did drive. It was
yeah, but that's normal for us, Like we would literally drive from Melbourne to Sydney in a sitting, and that's I think 15 hours or something. So
Yeah.
it's pretty normal for us.
Yeah, the whole tour will probably be the same as you go between two gigs back home. So, the distance wise, that's something it's probably a different experience. But with the way the populations work and the population density, you're 500,000 Tasmanians compared to the number of people who live around the likes of Wolverhampton, Walsall, our area. You've got a whole island. We've got a few 100 square miles. So it is somewhat different. So. What comes next? I mean, you've already talked about the music that's coming next year. Have you
Yep.
got your flights booked for your UK dates for the summer?
Not quite booked, but we're
almost.
getting close, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We're playing a bunch of shows all the way up to April here in Australia. We've got a couple of festivals, which is cool. One down in Tassie called Party in the Paddock that I actually started as a 20-something-year-old accidentally, and it's still going, which is fun. So look that one up if you got the time. We got a bunch of big bands on that. But yeah, as far as the UK goes, I think we're kicking off in June.
June. Yeah.
Yeah. What do we
June.
got?
Oh, I don't know if we can say a couple of them. We shouldn't.
Yeah, yeah, we probably
We'll have
shouldn't
to
disclose just yet.
we'll have to leave you hanging on what shows we've got coming, but June is the time when we'll be coming over.
Okay, so that's one to put in our diaries as a big block. I mean, if you're prepared to travel, why shouldn't we? But between now and then, though, people can see what's going on. I mean, you're all over all the socials. I mean, what, Insta, TikTok, Spotify, YouTube, and then your own yeah, sort of sites too. So, where do we find you on all of those?
Yep. We're holiday mystics on everything now, which is another reason we made the name change because we were a few variations of the word holiday before. So it's just holiday spelled as it's spelled and mystics spelled as mystics is spelled.
Shout out to Phil, our PR guy and radio plugger. He's much more happy with us that we
Yeah,
have one handle.
he was
It's
a
driving him crazy.
strong pusher for that.
It does help, I think, doesn't it, really? Okay, so we're looking for Holiday Mystics. You're looking for sharing your music. Do we get an album at some point? Are you going to treat us, or are you just going to leave us again more hanging once more?
It's a good question. Like I think these days is an album more than 6 songs because we definitely got more than that unreleased. But yeah, I think we're going to put them out over two EPs.
Yeah, I think it's because we really value the word album, I think, and see we would love to do a studio album as our first album and something quite pulled together and like a real piece of art, I guess. Whereas right now, because we have been finding our sound and working with a couple of producers and over a couple of years, whilst we love what we've created, it doesn't feel like that one cohesive thing that we'd want to be like, this is our first album.
Mm.
So I think once this lot is out, we would definitely put out an album.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Plenty,
Okay.
plenty coming from us though. It's in the backstage area over there on the stage and compiled in a little what do you call it, filing cabinet, all unreleased, ready to go.
We'll see what
But
happens next. We'll just keep waiting. We'll listen. We'll enjoy. You go along, make up words as you see fit, change spellings. That'll be your thing. Deliverance, a bit of a brotherly feud to hear a song about now. So we shall experience this one again, making things up, sticking words together, and having a great time with it. You're just chilled, aren't you? So Tassie rules.
playing hard to get, mate. But Jason, where can we find you when we come over? Is there like a venue nearby? Because we love driving around the country.
Oh,
So
that's certainly. We've got some fantastic venues in Wolverhampton. We've got the hall, the University of Wolverhampton at the halls. That's basically we've got the Civic Hall and we've got the Wolfram Hall over there. And there are many more brilliant venues too. So I'll have an chat with Phil. We'll suggest a few things that way, and we look forward to seeing you play in Wolverhampton. Hopefully on the June onwards tour of the UK in 2025.
amazing.
Sounds good.
This is the story of Ebb and Jude, an endless story of a brother's feud, born in a forgotten land. Each wonder why they fight, but none could tell wrong from right or seem to understand. The mighty God's a living man, and who put the pistol in his hand? Fire that deliberates. One said he was provoked. Is that why I finally broke the nose upon my face? But if we could only see each other's side, and the place where he comes, and we no longer need to fight from this day and from now on. Yeah. Beginning of June, something seemed to change real soon. They signified this change. Mighty God is a living man, but who put the pistol in Hector's hand? And fire that deliberates. One man said he was provoked, but is that why finally broke and killed his innocence? Yeah, I'll be there with a guilty stare, pinpoint prick and temper flares, but I'm not ignorant. But if we could only see each other's side, and the place where he comes, and we no longer need to fight from this day and from now on. From now on. Yeah. From now on, we must bleed with the warm blood, warm blood. From now on, we must bleed with the warm blood, warm blood. And if we could only see each other's side, and the place where he comes, and if we could only see each other's side from this day and from now on.
Now, when it comes to having a bit of a rock and roll Christmas, Bowen know exactly how to do it, and they join me now to tell me what they've been up to and whether they're going to be good to make sure Santa brings them some gifts this year. How you doing? Be good?
Yeah, we're doing
Very
really
good,
well,
thank
thanks.
you.
And you, Jason?
All good here. Now, the song that we are talking about, I mean, we're in a bit of a dystopian future. There's still someone somewhere celebrating a rock and roll Christmas. What's going on? Where have you placed this? What are you trying to do to us here?
You can start that one.
Really? Okay. Well,
it's it's a dystopian Christmas. So if you've listened to the song, it's full of misfits and intergalactic dignitaries all coming together to spend Christmas together. It's misfits Christmas, much
And
like our own.
but I mean, you really know how to enjoy your music, and a bit of psychedelia, a bit of fun, and I mean that's very much your theme. And you've taken on Christmas, and it's going down the storm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely. Creepy as well. We're a bit of a creepy angle as well. Creepy Christmas, and that's all the rave at the moment.
So tell us a bit about Bowen itself.
Well, we're full-time music, you know, it's what we spend our life doing. I mean, but Bowen really is our life and fundamental to our relationship. It's we have a small army of rats that we tend to.
Bigger than a football team.
That's really our sort of our side project, you know.
Our downtime is playing with our pet rats. Other than that, it's just always in the studio working very, very hard on new music, and customizing costumes, everything like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, just your Instagram feed itself is sort of bursting with life, and the fact that we find you with
Thank
matching
you.
T-shirts there, I can imagine before the day is out, you'll have coloured in your logo on there as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. A bit of a crayon. Yeah, you can get crayons for shirts. We should try that. Yeah.
Maybe colouring each other, that would be good.
Yeah. But we want it as well aesthetically. We want it to have a kind of instantaneous thing so that, you know, it just is how we are, you know, but without, you know, it's not try hard. It's just that we are the way we are, you know. And I think if anyone tries to be something, it doesn't always necessarily work, but we just let the creative juices flow, really. There's no, you know, we never just go, oh, we should try and be like that. It just happens naturally.
Yeah, but you have a look, but every time someone looks away and looks back, it's changed, but it's still the same in its own way.
Oh, that's interesting that you say that. I like that. That's cool.
What else have we got out there at the moment? Because obviously you're gigging all over the place. You've got some amazing music people can listen to alongside the Christmas track. So give us a bit of the potted history.
You know, we're the kind of band that wants not only copious amounts of albums, but a song for every occasion. But we've got a lot of stuff already out there. But this coming year, in April time, we've got our new 18-track concept album, which we're probably going to be releasing in April. So we're going to have a massive release of new music in 2025, and lots of other singles as well. So it's constant, isn't it? I mean, there's just so much music that we've got to be released. It's incredible.
But how did you first start out as a duo like this? What happened? What put you together?
Well, it was about 5 years ago. We met, and we just met through a concert. Monty's brother was attending a concert that I was doing, and fed back to Monty that it seen Beau, and that was my solo project at that point. And Monty got in touch, and we loved each other and thought each other were fantastic musicians, and that's when it all started. And we started working on music straight away,
everything in one,
and full time. So yeah, that's where we're at.
I call it a bit of a miracle, really, because of course in everybody's wildest dreams to find their one in another with something that they do with all of their life, it seems like a dream, and you think, oh yes, if only. And the fact that it happened the way it did was really quite remarkable. So I think it's a miracle meeting, and we really do, and we both felt the same way. We were each other's missing link. You know, the sound that we always knew was there somehow, but it just took a time for us to meet at the right time. And we understand one another's creativity through and through. And, you know, the language that we speak in music is very much the same. So it's been an incredible journey, and coming up to the new, I mean, Christmas will be wonderful. We've had some great feedback with our new single, Rock and Roll Christmas. But coming into the new year, we're very, very excited to share even more of our work, which will be we will be releasing by the minute, I think.
Well, the universe has pulled you together. It is responsible for this amazing thing that is Bowen now, having developed from a solo project into what is an absolutely cemented duo of sheer musical mayhem, I think. But it sounds and looks amazing. We're going to take a listen to Rock and Roll Christmas now. Where do people find you and your music?
So you can head over to our website at www.beaubowen.com, or you can find us on all social media sites at Bowen are we. So at BeauBowenarewe. So at Bowen are we.
And you'll find Bowen touring the length and breadth of Britain next year. So come out and see us.
Come out and see us.
And who knows what the look will be, who knows what the costumes will be, but you're guaranteed psychedelic, amazing music, some brilliant looks, and two hugely talented people on stage. So, Bowen, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Jason. Always
Cheers,
a pleasure.
Jason. Thank you.
That's enough for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. Back with 808 next week. I'll see you then. Ta for now.
Goodbye from the milk bar. 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 Yeah. Goodbye from the milk bar. Yeah.